What's up, everybody? Keith Mitchell here, editor-in-chief of the Outerhaven Productions, and this stream was really impromptu because I just recently got back in from E3 2017. This was my very first E3. I was supposed to go out there last year, but I never got the chance because of finances and the way life goes. Real life is a motherfucker, and it kicks you in the ass when you don't expect it to. By the way, this is not PG-13. I'm going straight from the hip here. I'm so conflicted on how this E3 went. So many things that went good, so many things that went wrong, and I'm just talking about everything. So first and foremost, I want to say thank you to the powers that be that run E3, the ESA, for inviting me and my team out to Los Angeles to attend E3 2017. It was an eye-opening experience. It was something that I've always wanted to do as a child and growing up and playing video games and watching all these big cats and these companies attend E3, talk about the latest in gaming and all that cool stuff. So I'm very appreciative of that. Regardless if you see this video or not, don't get it twisted. I am very appreciative of what you've done for me and my team because you've given us a taste of the inside of the industry. Also want to give a thanks out to everybody that we ran into, the cool people at Bandai Namco, the people at Microsoft, Quinn over at Mixer, really cool dude, really smart and savvy guy that's helping make Mixer what it is. He's a really cool cat. The people we ran into on the floor, and countless other people that I can't remember their names, but if you see my face, you'll remember me because we had some good conversations. E3 2017 was a bittersweet experience for myself, only because there was a lot of cool things that happened, a lot of nice things that happened, but at the same time there were a lot of negative things that were just going on throughout the entire event. And I'm going to flip-flop between the two. So if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them in the live chat and I'll answer your question. But yeah, so I'm going to be real honest here. I really think that allowing that many consumers into an event that was mainly industry and or press and or media was a bad idea. Now, I know you guys are probably going to say, well, that's just being selfish and you should let everybody in. No, there's a reason for that. Now, I don't know if you've seen any photos of the event just yet. I haven't posted anything yet because I'm still unpacking. My flight was delayed for 2 hours, and then I had spent 6 hours in the air, then got back on the ground, was still waiting to get another flight back home. So I'm a little frustrated still, and I haven't unpacked half my stuff. So the camera and all the gear is still in my bag, in the trunk, in my car. Where to start? Okay, so for the most part, majority of this time at E3 was basically trying to navigate the crowds, trying to get to and from appointments. You know, there were appointments from upstairs, downstairs, one side of the South Hall to the other side of the West Hall, and navigating the crowds just wasn't happening. I'm elbowing people, I'm pushing people, I'm yelling at people to get out the damn way. Meanwhile, all they're doing is trying to get their swag, their bags, and their goodies, and get to where they want to go to play the games. And I have no issue with that. That's cool. I understand the game. It's no different than Comic-Con. It's no different than PAX or any other gaming convention. But that's the problem. This isn't supposed to be like a PAX. This isn't supposed to be like a Comic-Con. I even sat down and talked to some of the industry people there, you know, and they were like, this is a mess. This is a complete mess. You know, they were like, it still has the same retail experience. It still has the corporate professional layout or the feeling, but adding all these people in here, these expo pass holders or these pro consumers as they want to call them, was really causing an issue, was really throwing a wrench into their gears here. They were really frustrated. I talked like I'd say about 15 people, and they were like saying the same thing, that they were frustrated that things aren't working the way it is. And even when I got back to where I was staying at, you know, I went on Twitter, I went on various forums, and people were saying the same thing, that E3 2017 was a mess. There was just way too many damn people there. You know, they were trying to get what they wanted to get. They were trying to go play games, and we understand it completely. But when you do something like that, you stop people like me or the other small guy from getting the job done. You know, granted, E3 invited us out to come do a job. And that was it, a job. It was an obligation. We're not IGN, we're not Polygon, we're not Kotaku. We don't have that clout. We can walk over to a developer like, yo, give me an interview right now. It's not going to happen. We have to schedule our stuff ahead of time. We have to make sure we're at that appointment. And if we can't get to the damn crowds, we can't make our appointments. Not only that, there are also times where appointments aren't scheduled, but you want to try and make it to a booth, and you can't because you're trying to fight through these crowds. I mean, literally, Friday wasn't too bad. I'm sorry. Friday was when I got in. Traffic was like Saturday was EA Play. I was like, I'm not going to go to this whatsoever. Sunday was Microsoft, and there's where it started. There were a lot of people going over to the Galen Center to get inside of the Microsoft conference, and it was a good conference. And then going up to Bethesda's conference, which followed Microsoft conference, you start seeing the same thing. There were more and more people coming in. And you're like, wow, hopefully the floor is not busy when E3 opens up. And lo and behold, when E3 opens up, it's like, oh man, these people are just lining up here. And we got there early because we had some interviews to do. We were ready to go. And we saw the crowd on both sides of the convention center. And we're like, holy shit. What are all these people doing here already? It's not even time for the event to start. I mean, this was like 2 hours ahead of time, and they're like 50 people there, 100 people over there, and it's like, I hope we can get in here. I hope we can get inside this place to get these interviews done. And as soon as I think my first interview was at 12:30, it was with Focus Home Interactive for The Surge, which was a great interview. We're waiting to get that up. They were excited to interview and talk about that game, but yeah, it was a hassle even getting through the doors. It was like, guys, I need to get to this interview. Please move. And people were lining up over there. They're lining up in front of the Nintendo booth. They're lining up in front of the IGN booth. They're lining up in front of the Marvelous XC booth. And it was like, guys, this is ridiculous. Come on, people are here to do a job. You have to freaking move. But a lot of times that fell on deaf ears. People just didn't care. They were just doing their own thing. And again, I understand that. They wanted their swag. But it makes it hard. So I'm not against bringing consumers to an event like this. Not at all. That's totally not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is there needs to be some sort of organization, or you need to account for the amount of people you bring into the event, plus the people that are there to cover the event, because you invite them there. I mean, I think they said 68,000 people attended E3 2017. 68,000 people. Now, the Los Angeles Convention Center does have its South Hall and its West Hall, but it's not that big. So you got to think about it for a second. 68,000 people over the course of 3 days, the 13th, 14th, 15th, which is today. And I talked to two of my teammates, because I left last night. And I talked to two of my teammates who attended today, and they were like, the lines were terrible. They tried to line up for certain things, to take care of certain things, and they couldn't do it. They simply could not do it because the lines were around the corner and out the door. No, Nintendo was notorious. I know when I was there on Tuesday and Wednesday, I tried to get in to talk to Nintendo because our Nintendo rep never got back to us. And we walked in to try and take a look, and it was like, yeah, that's not happening. That's not happening. I took pictures of that. That place was jam-packed. I mean, I thought the Bethesda conference on Sunday was packed. No, not at all. Not at all. E3 was ram-packed. I wasn't even going to try and go in there with my camera and tripod to do anything. It just wasn't happening. Thankfully, other events, other places in the convention center weren't like that. But as of Saturday, on to Tuesday, it was calm because there were private events. The second half of Wednesday, the second half of Tuesday started, and all day Wednesday, it was pandemonium. And that's another issue I had. You know, again, this was normally a private event, so you got people that are talking about stuff that are coming out, stuff they're working on, plans. I mean, you got people in earshot listening to that, and it's like, that's not for you. You're average Joe. You're not supposed to be hearing this conversation. Why are you doing that? Which is why so many other companies moved their stuff to closed door events. Like Bandai Namco had a closed door event. Bethesda had a closed door event on the floor. Ubisoft had one. And you had to be invited. And if you didn't know about it, if it was an impromptu thing, you couldn't get in there because they were worried about stuff they were talking about and people walking past and hearing it. And that leads me to my other issue. They said on the invite that you had to be 17 years and older and that they were going to check IDs. However, the only time they really checked IDs is when you walked in and out, and they didn't really stop you to check your ID. They were just like, let me see your ID. Oh, here it is. And you walked in. That was it. They didn't stop to see what was going on, what was happening. It was crazy talk. So security was lax as can be. So anybody could have walked in, could have had something in their bag. There were no metal detectors. We could have had another incident with somebody trying to kill somebody. This is exactly why we have Comic Cons that are stopping people from bringing in props now, because people are trying to kill people. They're bringing in actual stuff. And here we go, E3, and any Joe could walk off the street with a gun or a knife and stab somebody or whatever. And I see, hey, what's up, MSJ Gamer? How do I play PlayStation 4 at all? Or do you have Skype? Or I'm sorry, I'm not even talking about that. I'm sorry, dude. I'm not here to do anything other than talk about E3 and what's transpired in E3. If you do have a question regarding, trying to get something working with your game and whatnot, we definitely can help you out. Just go ahead and leave the comment, and I will get back to you on that one. I apologize for that. This is strictly more so an E3 rant right now. But again, there were some positives. I got to check out the Dragon Ball Fighters. That was actually really cool. I got to check out Gundam Versus, which is fantastic. I got to check out Nino Kuni 2. I got to check out Project Cars 2. I got to play Destiny on the PC. Phenomenal. I'm telling you guys, when it comes out, you guys are gonna love it. If you have the hardware. I checked out so many games, talked to so many cool people that it opened my eyes. It really did. It was really cool getting that first taste experience of talking to people in industry, people that I've idolized, and just bumping shoulders with people that were doing this for their everyday 9 to 5. This is not what I do for a living. I'm a system administrator, cloud administrator. I work on technology. I work on virtualization, Azure, VMware, things like that. So playing video games, reviewing video games, covering the industry and tech is something I do as a hobby. This is not my job. I like doing it, and obviously I do it a lot, and so does my team. We all do this out of passion. We love doing this, but it's not our 9 to 5s. We would love it to be our 9 to 5s, but it's not. So I'm more so frustrated with the whole experience with E3 is that people that actually do this, smaller people that do this that aren't on the level that we are. I would say that we're blessed to be where we are right now. The Outerhaven is doing a really good job, and we don't have a third of resources that most people out there are doing it still. So we're blessed to be able to get out to E3. We're blessed to get passes to E3, and we're blessed to go ahead and do what we wanted to do. Fantastic. But I don't think that I'll go back to E3 if the way they have it now continues. They need to do something different. A perfect example of what they should do is look at the Tokyo Game Show. Look at Gamescom. There's a day devoted to press, to media, all day for them. The next 2 days are for the press and the consumers. If E3 wants to keep doing this and they want to keep bringing in consumers, that's fantastic. More power to them. That brings in more revenue. It makes them more relevant. They can see the numbers. They can get happy. Their stockholders can go, hey, look, we're doing great. It's fantastic. But you need to have a day for the press. You have to have a day for the press to come in and do their job. And it can't be, 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock or 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. No, you need to give them at least a 10 o'clock opening to a 10 o'clock at night. Let them do their job. So when they come back in Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, they don't have to fight the crowds. They don't have to go, hey guys, get the hell out of my way. I need to go take care of something. They're there to record footage. They're there to stop the developers and talk with them. They're there to put in their 2 cents. They're there to record or take down everything they can. They're there to see stuff that public people, consumers, should not be seeing right now. If that was the whole thing. E3 was basically a trade show. It was. And it still is, but now you have public faces in there. And all you need is for one person to open up something or talk about something in the earshot of somebody else that wasn't supposed to hear that, and then they go on Twitter and they go on forums and they start ranting about this rumor that they heard of. We all know it. Leaks are common on the internet. People love leaking stuff because it gives them their 15 minutes of fame or more so. I mean, right now I'm just really conflicted of saying a lot of this stuff because, again, I'm very appreciative of E3, of ESA inviting us over there. Now, I don't want them to be like, oh, you know what, you're talking shit. Don't invite us out there next year. Because I'm being completely honest. There are a lot of people out there that feel the same way I do. If you go on Twitter right now and just type up E3 or type up E3 2017 immediate and or press, you'll see people are frustrated. A lot of people are saying that they probably won't go next year. And to be honest, I could have stayed in my house. I could have stayed in my house and watched every event on my 4K TV, chilling, eating popcorn, drinking whatever, and I would have missed out on a great experience. I'm glad I went. I'm not happy my flight got delayed multiple times. I'm not happy that I had to drive through LA in really shitty traffic. But when I got to the convention center, it was all eyes. I was on the floor, I was hitting the floor, I was doing my job, and I was having fun. You know, I made a lot of cool contacts. I've made a lot of cool friends now. I played a lot of decent games. So the magic of E3 is there. I'm still captivated about that. I just don't think that the consumers, or adding the consumers, or adding that many consumers was a good thing. Not about planning. Now, next year if they do it again, they need to plan. They need to have either a day devoted to media, like I said, or they need to have like split lines. One line for media, one line for consumers, and go that way. Because I guarantee you, if they do this shit again next year, there are going to be people that are going to either stay there for a little bit and cut out, or people aren't going to come at all. And they don't want that. They need the press to be there, because the press is what's out there putting out those games, putting out the names, talking about their experiences, talking about the demos they play, everything. You can sit there and say, okay, well, smaller sites don't need to come. Small organizations don't need to come. IGN or Polygon or Kotaku can cover it. And I'll tell you right now, no, they can't. Because there is stuff in that these shows that the bigger sites won't touch. They've done it for years. PAX is a big example. There's shit at PAX that they won't touch. It's too small for them. They don't want to get involved, or they're too spread out, because even though they're big, they don't have super numbers. They're limited to what they can do at these events. And there's just so much stuff to do. Like Xbox One X reveal was a lot of work, and a lot of people cover that, and they had people on the floor hands-on doing that. So while they were doing that, who's over here doing this and who's over there doing that? Everybody is limited. So yeah, it's pretty much that. So that was it, guys. I mean, it was a quick rant about the experience of E3 2017. Like I said, it was bittersweet. I enjoyed it, I liked it, but there were certain things that they just really needed to change, and I hope that the ESA takes to heart a lot of things that people on Twitter are typing out right now and sending to them. There are a lot of people that are really frustrated about this entire ordeal. I'm one of them. I am. You need to drop the amount of people coming to this event, and you need to, if you're not going to do that, at least make sure that security is tighter than what it was this year. Because this year, it was lax. It was lax as all hell. I could have walked in with a gun and killed people. Not saying I'm going to, but that's what it is. The main thing, places like E3 and PAX are forgetting the industry coverage sites that brought them to the dance and are trying to push them away in favor of the almighty dollar. I've said that. There's a thread on Twitter right now where I said the ESA has gotten greedy. They're seeing all the money that's coming in, and they're like, "Ooh, green, there's money. We can get this money." And I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. But they have to figure out how they're going to separate the consumers from the people that are there to do a job. I couldn't get to the Nintendo booth. I couldn't get to the Sega booth. I couldn't get to the Square Enix booth. It was ridiculous. I simply could not touch those booths. I could not sit there for a second and talk to them. And when I was talking to somebody, for perfect example, when I was talking to a gentleman at Mixer, so I walked over to the Mixer booth, which is really nice, and I wanted to talk to a PR manager, and one of the developers out there giving out lanyards, and I was like, "Is anybody available to talk to in PR?" And he was like, "I can get one for you. I can't really talk to you because I'm a developer." And I was like, "No, that's fine. I'd rather talk to you because you know what you're talking about." And we had a good 30-40 minute conversation regarding Mixer and FTL and Xbox and Xbox One X. It was a great experience. But what bothered me is, as I'm talking to this guy, people are walking up to him like, "Yo, can I get this? Can I get this? Can I get this? Can I get this?" It's like, do you have any common courtesy? We're talking. Could you wait, or could you go talk to the other people that are over there? Nah, they're sitting there looking at us like, we need to stop because they want their swag. Guys, E3, it's not about swag. It's about making relationships, networking, finding out what's new on the floor, talking about what's new on the floor, and getting it out there. It's not for you to walk up to somebody every 5 seconds. "Can I get some swag?" Go to the goddamn store and buy it. And matter of fact, why are you even buying shit from E3 when the shit's gonna be marked up so high you could have walked down to your local Best Buy or GameStop and got it for cheap anyway? I don't get that. Like, that's why I didn't buy anything. I was like, okay, I can buy this headset for $80, or I can wait till I get back home and buy it for $40. Why am I buying stuff here? You're not doing anything for me. I'm doing stuff for you, covering your event. I'm typing up stories talking about the games that are on your floor. I'm here doing this video recording stuff while people walk in front of me and knock my camera on the floor. I mean, I will type up everything that I've got here, and I will stand up to the ESA, and hopefully they pay attention to it. And it may seem like I'm being grumpy or angry, but it's not that. I'm frustrated, and I'm also passionate because, again, guys, this is a hobby. I do this out of love. If I didn't care, I wouldn't talk about it. And I wouldn't talk about it if I didn't want them to do something about it. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, E3 was bittersweet. Like I said, I played a lot of cool games, talked to a lot of cool people, but met a lot of ignorant. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. I won't say anything other than that. Yeah, they need to fix this. They need to fix this. Half the numbers, I don't know what to do, but they need to really fix it. And that's pretty much it, guys. So thanks for stopping by and checking out my rant. We'll be going online a lot more, talking about things within the game industry, things that really affect us, things that we're really positive about. Because there's just so many things I want to talk about, and I've just been quiet because I don't want to go online and talk and sound like an ass. But at this point in time, I really don't care. It needs to be said, and I'm going to say it. So that's pretty much it. So I will talk to you guys at another day. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good night and go play some games, guys. And if you missed the coverage of E3, check out our coverage at our website, www.theouterhaven.net. Check out all the coverage on YouTube, IGN, Polygon. There's a lot of cool stuff that came out there. Definitely check it out. All right? I'll talk at you guys later. Take care.